to an aspect of the fallout from the war in Ukraine. More Ukrainians are getting displaced from Russia's invasion by the day, causing a staggering amount of loss and devastation. And people from around the world are stepping up to help Ukrainians and the thousands of children who have lost their parents as a result of the war. This includes Chris Stace, the director and co-founder of Ukraine Orphan Outreach, a nonprofit based in northern Colorado, and Travis Love, an Atlanta-based artist and designer, creating a work of art dedicated to the orphans of Ukraine. Good morning to the both of you. Thank you for joining us. And Travis, I'll start with you. And this is not just dedicated to, but proceeds will be donated to. Tell us about getting involved with this cause and your pledge to donate half the proceeds of your painting to the Ukraine Orphan Outreach.
Well, I'm really excited to be able to give back and do some good with my art. And I've been an artist for pretty much my whole life, and it's my voice. And so to be able to make a difference and do something like this is just really huge for me, completely.
Wow, and look at how beautiful that piece of art is, and with the Ukrainian flag colors, of course. Chris, tell us a little bit more about your organization, what exactly you do, what this time's been like for you.
Sure. So we originally we started out helping specifically orphans, the kids that were aging out of an orphanage. That seemed to be the forgotten demographic in Ukraine. But now, since the war has started, we've really had to expand our reach to so many more people: the elderly, single moms that are being left alone because their husbands are going to fight. People that are just being displaced without anything, and we're providing transportation for evacuations and shelter and food and medicines, and just really it's just exploded into the need, obviously, in the country right now.
And Chris, what will this donation potentially be able to do for you?
It's going to go to everything that I just mentioned, but specifically, we have a center in the western part of the country that is for people that are displaced within the country, and those that are, possibly moving to other countries like Poland and Romania. So we have a center there, an old hospital that has been converted, and it houses about 120 people. So I think with the funds that Travis has so kindly decided to donate, we're going to use that to help with food and with supplies. I mean, they're buying beds. They need to buy some refrigerators. I mean, just the staples and the everyday things of life that we all just take for granted.
And Travis, tell us more about your painting, about your inspiration, what it symbolizes, what your message is with it.
So this painting, I originally wanted to represent freedom and freedom from oppression. And, this is just a devastating thing that's happening. Ukraine is a place I've never actually been to, and it looks beautiful from images. Now that it's a place that, I don't know when it'll be back to normal. And so in the piece, I wanted to show, eyes of destruction, being devastated and having to leave its home. And so hence the city in the eyes. I couldn't imagine seeing my hometown, Atlanta, something like this happening. And so it's the eyes of a young child, Ukrainian child with butterflies being free. And hopefully they can get back to normal life. And that is why I wanted to give back to children of Ukraine, because they are the future and they'll carry on the Ukrainian legacy.
Chris, for anyone listening right now, what can they do to help out your cause?
I think a big part is just stay active in knowing what's going on. I know that we as Americans could become very like, oh, let's move on to the next. But don't forget about Ukraine, and just that they're going to need our help for a very long time. Our organization itself has been helping orphans since 2007 with our nonprofit becoming a legit in 2008. But, just not to forget about the people, to stay educated. And, you can make a difference. I mean, I've had a 12-year-old girl fundraise for us and raise $1,000 by making bookmarks. Just think of creative ways to help. 100% of our what we receive goes to Ukraine for the cause. So we are just doing what we can.
Absolutely. And something that you've been doing, by the way, long before this current conversation that we're having about the war in Ukraine. Chris Stace and Travis Love, thank you both so much for both what you're doing and also for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.